Okay, so the meeting's being recorded and we'll have this for posterity. Obviously, the two things we wanted to cover today is our business concept submission and our video pitch submission. So I'm going to share my screen, and you may have already seen this video that came from Global, but I just wanted to play a couple minutes of this so that we all understand what we have is required of us as far as our modified submission. You can unmute yourself if you don't have any background noise, and then we can jump in. So now that we got this going, but if somebody could just shout out, you see the YouTube video embedded file here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to play just the kind of the key information on this, and then we can talk about it.
We can't hear.
Can't hear? You can hear?
No, we can't.
No.
No.
There is no sound.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll escape that. This video is on Slack. So if you can see right here on Slack, there's the video. So check it out, start at around the 1 minute 45 section, but she's basically saying we can submit a modified business concept. So the sections, the information around describing the market, your marketing strategy, and your financial resources, that information can be abbreviated. So we have that option. And what I had sent out to you all was this, this outline, which is kind of serves both pieces of a business concept submission. We've got from Yusra a beautiful problem diagram. But I threw this together, and then Zainab, you came back with a really nice kind of produced video from last year as a potential example. So I think we should decide what type of video we want to do. Do we want to do a more polished kind of edited video, like the example that's on Slack? That should be, well, I sent it where it went. I don't know. Okay, here it is. Do we want to do a produced polished video, or do we want to just have a separate Zoom call where we all kind of take different sections of our business concept and talk it out? So I think from a submission standpoint, as far as, you know, competing with other teams, a produced video is going to look nicer, but it is more work for all of you. So we can decide that in a second. I'm going to see if I can get that video rolling here. Download. Let me download it first and open it. And hopefully this opens. Can you see this? Thumbs up? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You see they got pictures. Obviously, this was pre-social distancing. Okay, so I used Adobe Spark for that. So, so that gives you kind of the bar that was set there. So we have that option. Okay, let's get back to regular screen here. Okay, stop share. There we go. Okay. So, so that's the pieces that we need to discuss. I'm really just going to kind of turn it over to y'all, and maybe Zanib and Anthony, you could weigh in as kind of leaders on the respective teams. But as far as the two deliverables, we have the business concept submission, and unfortunately, I'm sorry we couldn't play that YouTube video from Global, but they're saying we can have a truncated submission. This is the typed up version with little or possibly even no information regarding defining your market, your marketing strategy, and your financial resources. So we have that piece that needs to be turned in, and then we have the video. We just saw a very high quality produced video, and in talking with Majid last week, we had some initial discussion about let's just have another Zoom call, and we'll have each student speak for 15 plus seconds covering one section, and we'll record that and submit that kind of down and dirty. So it's really up to you guys what we want to submit. It'd be great if we could do a more produced video, but obviously that's going to take a little bit more work. So the last thing I just want to share real quickly, and then I'll turn it over to you all to discuss, is the business concept submission. Okay, sorry, tech issues here. Okay, so see here, you know, situation, targets, solution. Now we have the graphic that Yusra put together, some information, community, marketing strategy. We haven't done this. There was some discussion on Slack. Thank you for those who participated about really clarifying which target or targets do we want to go after if we want to complete this section. Technology, Max, Saif, and And Oscar, I think you all did some research around what kind of wireframes platform you want to use. And then finances and resources, we really have nothing at this point. So that's where we're at. I'm going to turn it over. Why don't we have the OnBar students weigh in first as far as what are your thoughts as far as what we want to submit as far as the document and the video. You can all unmute yourselves at this point. Unmute yourselves, please.
Sorry about the video. We can make like Zainab's video and submit it.
It will be better than the record.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, the same. I agree with them. To make them or somehow like this video, it will be better to submit on this program.
I agree with Zainab.
And we prefer the speaker. Yes, the speaker will be one of your
Yeah, we need the native
the
speaker.
native speaker, and we will take care of the translation.
Okay. So
Also, I
Mira,
can. Sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, complete.
Yeah, OnBar students keep going because I was going to ask Miracosta students next, but continue, please.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I can show you an example about the next video. About a video, we discussed that me and Maha made an example, just like a project for the coming video. I would like to share my screen with you to show you it. Yeah. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Video sound. I didn't finish the video yet, but it needs some addition. Yeah, that's all. This is discussed by me and Maha to make another version, like what sent you by Zainab.
Yeah, it looks
Did you
I
see?
mean that this is just as an example, as a beginning for the video. Yeah, and it is not complete yet.
Yeah,
You know
I
that
told you
it will
just
be
like a
provided
project.
by speaking, yes, and translating. Also, sound, just to provide it with a clear explanations.
I suggest that Oscar or Max can make the audio description.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. It looks great.
Yeah, I like it too.
Thank you.
So you want one of us, to speak the audio of it, like exactly like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me a voice recorder, and then I will put it on the video.
Okay. Do you want to make like a script or like any?
Yeah.
Well, do we want to work on a script?
Yeah.
I have an idea. What if we all we put the video up like the produced video, but we all spoke at different parts, like discussing our own contributions to the project.
Sorry.
What if we all put in our own sound recording, as each slide went by and it moved to a different part of the video, each person talks about how exactly they contributed to this portion of the
Yeah, I
project.
think it's good. It's not a problem.
That is a fair amount of editing work to drop in all those audio files, but I'm very impressed with what you guys have produced and grateful for you to take the lead on getting this part of it done. But it would be nice to have all the students' audio included in the video. That is some editing work. So, but if you're all comfortable doing that, I don't see why not.
Why not?
Just to make the video clear, that at one speaker it will be better, because you know the speaker here in this video that I share with you is Selena. She is from another university, an American university, and she, because the clear pronunciation of her, we chose her to speak in that video. So you know that we are not a native speaker, so we want your help to speak the sections of this video.
Yeah,
And
I
we
think
will
so.
try if another option to help with each other, it's okay. And we will see what is the better, so use it.
Actually, I agree with the one speaker.
Me too.
Yes, to avoid voice variation, to make unified is better.
So Max, the one challenge, as I understand people discussing it, is it would be tougher to edit and piece it together with multiple speakers. So, and what it sounds like I'm hearing from the OnBar students is that you would prefer one voice. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be native, it's better.
Actually, I'm to choose making a video and choosing a sound montage, because if we all talk at once, the sound will be unclear. It's in
Actually,
my
to
opinion.
be to be more clear for the listeners.
Yeah, in video,
Yes.
more clear.
Yes.
Yeah, and since everyone can't meet up in one place, all the audio is going to be different and it's just going to sound very unprofessional when we put it all together. So one speaker would be more beneficial to us winning.
I see the point.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so it sounds like we have agreement on that. While we have everybody here, it would be great if we could assign some roles on this video. And OnBar students, since you already have much of the pieces started, you can tell us what sections do you need an an American speaker for, and we can decide on the Miracosta side who wants to be the American voice on the video. Who's feeling audio quality?
Yeah.
Who wants to be recorded for posterity? It's not going to be me. It's not going to be Christina. It's going to be one of you.
Yeah, I think so. It should be student.
Like the person who's doing the audio for the video?
Yes.
I can do that.
Yeah, and I need someone who has a very clear accent to make it with the video and put it on as a script.
Okay. I hear Max volunteering. If anybody's opposed, we can do a separate discussion offline on that.
Okay, why not?
Matthias, do you have experience doing audio recording?
Yes, but what days were you guys thinking? Because I do have work later this week.
The submission is due on the 11th. Here we
Okay.
are at the 7th. So we basically have 4 days to put this together and get it submitted. So congratulations, by the way, Matthias, that you're working. Let's run with Max unless anybody's opposed. And so OnBar students, who would Max coordinate with for his audio recording? Would that be you, Saif?
Yeah, Saif and Maha.
Maha.
Okay. Okay.
Is there going to be a
And
script?
he can, sorry, he
I was
can
going to ask.
record his voice and make a description and share it on group on WhatsApp to hear it. There is no problem. Together, I mean to hear it together.
Oh, okay. So my second question is, now that it sounds like we have a tentative plan for the video, and again, very impressed, OnBar students, with the work you've done on the visuals. Thank you for taking the lead on these pieces. We appreciate your work very much. On the Mira Costa side, we need to submit the typed up document, the business concept submission. So would you prefer that the Mira Costa team take the lead on that piece? They don't have to be exactly the same as far as what we submit in our video. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as what we submit with the document.
Is that the document you just showed earlier with all the groups and everything?
Can you say that again, please?
Is that the document that you submitted earlier with all the section of the marketing strategy and finance and everything?
Yes.
Okay. I can take care of that.
Okay. Awesome.
Is
And
it in the Google Doc?
it's a Google Doc link.
Okay.
Matthias, maybe you can work with Oscar on that also.
All right.
And also Anthony. Awesome. Okay. Okay. So that's due on the 11th. Basically, let me share the screen with you on this, just because we're making good progress, and I want to get everybody clear on next steps as much as possible. So Oscar and team, here is that document. Sorry for all these other things in the way here. Business concept submission. Ignore the video outline piece. I'm going to ditch that. And I'll take out all this stuff around who's speaking, because we've committed to doing a produced video. But these headings here, Max, basically follow the submission format. And the text in red is where I punted. In other words, these parts aren't really done. So the target market piece, the target that we want to choose, there was a mix of opinions on, and that'd be great if we could finalize this agreement in this call, as far as which target or targets, meaning which customer segments do we want to go after. And I know this is a broad application and it really applies to everybody, but the theory was that if we can identify a more specific target, that'll help us write the marketing information as far as marketing strategy. So let's see, I heard so on that piece, I would like some discussion around the target market. Saif, you'd mentioned that governments and what we call non-government organizations, NGOs like the Red Cross, would be the best. Some folks said seniors. Some folks said young people. So if we could come to an agreement on this piece, the target we want to go after, for the sakes of getting the business concept submission done, that's really our kind of only unresolved piece. And so I'll turn it over to you guys to discuss that in a second. And then Oscar and gang, for finances and resources, based on Global's direction for the revised submissions, we don't really have to do much here.
So can I just say something really quick about target market?
Yep.
Hold on one second. So with respect to target market, I think if your target market, so I see I see the two potentials there with the NGOs versus the versus the individuals, the at-risk individuals, like for example, seniors. I think though, if you look at a model where the target market is the NGO, and then the NGOs can determine or can go ahead and further customize the application and push it out to their constituent groups. So I think that targeting this toward the NGOs probably has the best, it has the best potential in terms of being able to distribute this product broadly, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. It's kind of like get a couple NGOs and you get basically everybody, and
right,
we develop,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they
like
can,
if you're looking at the United Nations, or like United Nations, Red Cross, and perhaps the OECD or OCED for Anbar.
Can I say something? So I did a call with Yuri and Saif on Friday, and we were discussing this, and we kind of came to an agreement. This is another thing that another target audience that we can market to. So we discussed using Google Firebase as the main platform for the app, like to develop the app, and I thought that if we, along with marketing it to the NGOs, we also could market it to Google. So we could make better use of their app developing software, and B, so we can make use of their location tracking services. I think that would really help the distribution of the app, because Google is such a well-known company and it would be able to promote the app in ways that we couldn't.
I think all those are great ideas. And as we conversate this, let's make sure we check in, because our Anbar students are following along in a second language, and we can talk fast, so we want to check for understanding. But on the Anbar side, we're basically deciding which target market we want to focus on for the business concept document that we're going to submit. And as I'm kind of collecting the input from the group, I'm hearing NGOs, and Max also mentioned Google, which is kind of like, I guess you can almost call them they're like their own economy. In other words, these big industrial or NGO users would be our target. Does that make sense on the Anbar side?
Okay.
Okay, sir. That makes sense.
Okay.
Also, sorry, Max, we have to tell them about the other section we discussed, me and you and Yuri, about the section of education. This section
Oh yeah, yeah. We also considered that we could market the going along with the big industrial complexes that we could market the app to. We could also market it to a couple of major universities, so that they could keep us updated with recent studies about the virus, recent information coming out about the virus, as well as providing us with educational tools to help spread awareness of what the virus is and like what the symptoms are and stuff like that.
Yeah, by research papers, help researchers, students, scholars. It's make benefit for them.
Yeah, actually, adding something like that, it's will be make a sensibility for this application. It will be not stop on on the point of ending of this virus, but it will be continue.
Yeah, for
because
knowledge
it will,
and education.
yeah. It will be very, very helpful.
Still alive.
For the students, yes.
So it sounds like we have a consensus on going for these industrial / non-government organization, large customer segments, as opposed to actual users. So what I'm hearing, Max, you have some work done regarding the technology piece. So would you be okay writing that section of the business concept document. I know you worked with somebody else on that. So if you two collectively could do the technology piece.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And then Oscar, you could work, and Matthias and Anthony, you guys could complete the other sections.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And I will send the
Okay.
link out again to the business concept submission. It's a Google Doc. Here it is. So marketing strategy, if you want, I'll go ahead and draft up some descriptions here. Technology / functionality, Max and Saif. That'll be you with Google Firebase, just describing that. Finance and resources. Actually, I guess, Christina, I would ask you as well. Do you think we need to submit this section? What I'm hearing from Global is we don't have to.
You know, I can very easily type up a few lines about that because this is such a specialized application. The funding sources are somewhat limited, but I think it's relatively easy to you know, outline that very quickly for Global. And if we want to include it in the pitch, we can, but at least it'll be in the concept.
Okay, perfect.
I have an idea for it to keep it financially stable. We could maybe do a freemium. So the premium version of the freemium will have live updating like every day, but the free version will just update every week.
I would say actually, if you wanted to do something like that, that the premium version would update in real time, and the free version would update on a daily basis. Because right now there's stuff available out there that's updating on a daily basis. And so this would kind of follow that model, but and it would be easy enough to have like real-time updating as well. So I think if that was something that we wanted to investigate, I think though that might be something like, that would be like a step 2, perhaps.
Okay.
But yeah, I certainly can include something about that in the financial resources section. That's a good idea.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. So the last thing thank you all for volunteering. So the one other piece I want to share with you, if I can get my screen to work here. I just took a screenshot of the submission. We need to identify which student, and it has to be a student, is going to submit each of these 2 deliverables. So this is the submission screen on Submittable, and in Slack, there is a link to this submission page. So it sounds like we'll have somebody from the OnBar side will submit the video submission, and MP4s or you can actually, probably the best would be to upload it to YouTube and then submit that YouTube link here. And then the business concept, Miracosta students, Oscar and others, you guys could take the lead on submitting that. So they want a PDF. So I would suggest when you have the Google Doc completed, that we save it as a PDF and submit that here. Prototype pictures, Yusra, you had some stuff put together, in Saif. So if you could submit your pictures here, that would be great. And then guess what? With those 3, we're done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finally.
Confetti and balloons. So let me ask you, the deadline is the 11th, and I know everyone gets busy
Yes.
after they get off of these calls. So on the Max, I'll have you take the lead on the business concept document.
Right.
I'm sorry, Max and Oscar. So whoever one of you wants to actually submit it here can figure that out. Max, you'll input the technology piece. Christina's going to put in some stuff around finances. I'll add some stuff around target market. That leaves us with the unfinished piece being kind of marketing strategy. So Max, Oscar, maybe you two can discuss and, you know, pick a couple of platforms that you want to use for that. On bar students, who wants to actually submit the video?
On the prototype picture.
And the prototype pictures, yes.
Yes.
Well, Saif has the prototype pictures on his phone.
Yeah, I think Yusra made it.
Okay.
Prototype picture. About the video link on YouTube, I see. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, Doctor.
Okay.
Is there a link for this screen? On
Yeah,
Slack?
Zainab. Yeah, on Slack.
Yeah, yeah. So we can submit it. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, let me go to Slack and I will see if I can show you that actual link. Okay, so here's the message from Global. I'm highlighting it.
Yeah.
And there is the business concept final submission. It's on submittable. Here's the guidelines. Here it is. They make it a little difficult. My apologies. Here's the link to the submittable. That takes you to that screen that I just showed you, which was a screenshot. That's where you go to submit these items. So our submitters would be Saif. You will do the prototype design information. And Yusra also had that beautiful problem design graphic that we could include. Max, Oscar, you all will do the business concept piece after all of us input our pieces. And then the video, you all...
the video, I will make the video, me and Maha, but the prototype picture, I think, with Yusra.
Okay.
Safe, he mean who will submit the video, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Safe will submit it.
Okay.
Or
okay.
Anyone. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I also have to record the audio for the video.
Oh yes. Okay. Okay. So if you're recording the audio, Max, then and then also doing the technology information, then Oscar, maybe you could take the lead on some of the, and Anthony on these other document pieces. Christina has to drop off. She's got a class she has to jump onto another Zoom call to do. So I'll put all these agreements into another message on Slack and WhatsApp. I think we've got most of what we need. I am so impressed. We pulled it out.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions or suggestions at this point?
No, I haven't.
Excellent. Okay. Just out of curiosity, OnBar students, are you all still quarantined, or are you? What is your status? I know Iraq has done an excellent job. I think you have. Once you have in OnBar, where the university is located, you have no cases of COVID, no infections. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Here in San Diego, we're a pretty large city, and I don't know, Oscar, Max, Anthony, anybody have the latest numbers?
I don't have the latest numbers, but I know they're on the rise. Especially in the city of San Diego in particular.
Yeah.
San Diego and Carlsbad are the hardest hit cities in the county.
Mm. Looks like we'll be staying indoors a little bit longer. Okay, well, you all are wonderful. I don't have anything else to add. If there's, I'll just leave the audio on for a little bit here and just give it like another 15, 20 seconds in case anybody has anything else to add. But why don't we just kind of, if not, just round robin check out so I don't miss anybody. You could just say, you know, I'm Nate, I'm good, thank you, peace out, whatever you want to say. Just, it helps me kind of keep track on who was active for the whole call. I'm Nate, I'm all good.
I watched your video on YouTube. I think for 10 hours.
Okay.
Anthony,
like it.
it's a great meeting.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Everybody stay safe, stay positive. Very grateful for all the work you guys have put together. And here we are across cultures, you know, and getting a project done. So I've been really happy with this. And let's plan, today being Tuesday, it's due on the 11th. If we could try to have everything done by Thursday of this week, that would be great. I'll put all this in notes, in Slack, on WhatsApp, and that's it.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm Oscar. Big meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Oscar.
Great.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm out.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
Yes.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
Thank you, Toka. Thank you.